everybody. Can you hear us, Dallas?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, amazing. So we are reporting live from Butterworth's in DC, which is a fantastic restaurant. It's actually insanely beautiful. And we have been very graciously allowed to use the upstairs, which is gorgeous. We're here to celebrate America, of course, for America 250. And we could not be happier to have with us today Dallas Sonnier, one of my all-time favorite people, and one of the only legit, everybody talks about this all the time, makers of right-wing art in the entire world. Maybe one of three that actually knows how to do it. You are the producer behind all of Craig Zoller's films. So that would be Bone Tomahawk, Dragged Across Countries, Crete, Brawl, and Cellblock 99, three of my all-time favorite films. I just rewatched Bone Tomahawk. Mwah. So incredibly good. And you also are behind Run, Hide, Fight. And there is a sequel. I don't know if you'd call it a sequel. It's a sequel, a spinoff of Run, Hide, Fight called Run, Hide, Fight Infidels. And we would love to watch the trailer of that in a second. So Juan, maybe you can cue that up. But welcome to the show. And maybe you can tell us a little bit about this new movie.
Yeah, thanks. I have been a vocal conservative in Hollywood for 25, 30 years since I was at USC Film School back when that school was conservative. And I worked at UTA. I worked at, I was a manager of Greta Gerwig and Leslie Headland and all these fancy Hollywood people. Had a great run and then moved into producing with Bone Tomahawk, working with Zoller and things like that. Ended up partnering with the Daily Wire when I was getting attacked during COVID and George Floyd moments and things like that, and the world went crazy. And so I went in-house sort of at Daily Wire with my company Bonfire Legend, and we started making movies. So we made this Run, Hide, Fight movie. We sold it to Daily Wire originally, and they said to us, the movie does so well on the platform, we really would love another one. And so we sat down with Daily Wire and Kyle Rankin, the writer-director, and we crafted this movie, which, turns out is perfect timing. We move fast, we break things and move quickly, which is great in the indie space. And so we did it, and we made the movie like 3 months ago, and we're already about to release it.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long was the shoot?
It was 5 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the tell us the concept. Tell us.
Okay, so the concept is that a smug liberal college has been taken over by a pro-Palestine protest group, and they're camping out on the lawn and things like that. Come to find out that they're actually a cover for a Muslim jihadi terrorist organization, an ISIS sleeper cell that's infiltrated the campus. And so as they emerge and take over the campus like Red Dawn or Toy Soldiers or any of those movies, Navy SEALs, it's time to fight back. And the attack is timed with a campus speaker who's a ex-military sort of vocal anti-Islamic invasion type character, and this ex-Delta Force guy partners up with the ragtag band of sort of red-blooded students, and they grab guns and fight back and save their campus. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
So
all right, watch the trailer.
Let's watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
This is the teaser.
The teaser, not the trailer. Teaser.
We have a terror warning in Northern Virginia.
Radical Islam has designs openly on the West.
The FBI thwarted a terror plot on New Year's Eve. Violent attack over the Halloween weekend in Michigan.
Protests on college campuses showing no signs of stopping.
Powerful, powerful,
Yeah.
Very powerful.
powerful, and insane. It's amazing where we're at right now with films, because we're entering this era where these movies, and I don't, I was asked by Compact magazine to write an article about chudsploitation, based exploitation, the exploitation films of this era, and I don't think that's even the right word for it, but I will say there's a craving to see this stuff, and obviously people
Yes.
are fulfilling that, which is the job of the storytellers of our society. So where are we at right now with this sort of genre of film? And that would include,
Yeah.
of course, all of Zoller's films, but more recently, Sound of Freedom, and more recently, Citizen Vigilante. Like, where are we at?
Yeah. I think that they're necessary in the marketplace. I think it's look, we would all love to be working at Paramount and Netflix and all these huge studios that we grew up watching their movies as kids. But when those studios, until recently, hopefully with the Ellisons, get co-opted by the sort of gender goblin left, I can't really operate within their motive, of operandi. Like I just can't. I won't play into the DEI requirements. I won't listen to, you have to have this sort of, this person or that person based on their gender or religion or things like that. It's insane. It's insane. Race, skin color, things like it's just insane. So I went out in the wild and started making my own movies. Of course, that puts a giant target on you, like Elon Musk. And anytime you're going to go against the system and buck all their trends and tell them that they're retards, it's like it's not going to work. And so that's what I do. That's my starting place. Is unfiltered art for the sake of being unencumbered. Now, of course, Daily Wire has an audience, and everybody's got some level of audience capture, but we really do operate pretty independently, kind of a little too inspired by the Rick Rubin, the audience comes last mentality, which I've always felt works really well for me because all I care about is if I like the thing. If I like the idea, I'm not saying I don't take notes from other people or I don't work collaboratively with the director, but if I like the thing, if I love the thing, then I'm going to love it so much that I'm going to make sure it's great. And then therefore the audience is going to sense that connection and want to support it out of respect for my own intuitions and talents and things like that. So I think that's part of it. I think that's a rare outlook on things. I think it's rare that someone spends the amount of time that I spent in traditional Hollywood before going independent. I think most people go into the system, start getting mortgages and things like that, and get so connected that they get sucked in, and they couldn't imagine having an original thought. And so I think it comes all from that. That's where. So, when it comes to the Craig Zoller movies, they were all financed independently. Everything I've done has been independent or with Daily Wire, and so I think that's just simply out of frustration through the system and not being willing to play by their rules, but also being an artist and a producer and a creator and having to make stuff. Otherwise, I'd go crazy.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're saying that you're not a believer necessarily in just giving people what they want. What's the Henry Ford quote? If I'd asked people what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it sounds like you're
Yeah.
saying more like not doing that. What you're doing isn't just about trying to fulfill some, shallow desire.
Yeah.
It's more like belief in what you're doing.
I think that's right. I think that when it comes to movies, I think they have to be driven by passion, and they have to be, if not a singular vision, they have to be a singular goal of people who are making this. And I think at the end of the day, there has to be a boss. And so that's where I operate from, because I can't sit there and wait and try to explain myself to people. It just takes too long. So it's not that I make specific, as you termed, baseploitation movies. It's that I like those movies, and my own personal beliefs mirror some of those types of behaviors in those movies. And so I don't think we should roll over and allow this sort of radical ideology to take over our country. I think we need to fight back. So that's what I put in movies. That's what I make. I don't think I could get excited about a movie where they don't fight back. I sort of look at America right now as the sweet, innocent village at the beginning of Milius's Conan the Barbarian, where James Earl Jones rides in and slaughters everyone and takes the women and kids. And dude, that's terrible. I don't want to be that way. This is not what the people fought in World War II for. No friggin' way. So no, I'm a fighter, and I'm also a believer that you have to move the needle through art. I think you can move it through politics and business and other things, but I'm an artist, and that's how I do it.
So Dallas, I'm curious, there was this sweep of the DSA elections in New York where these DSA candidates dominated. You're talking about fighting against radical ideology.
Yeah.
Do you see this as Islam in communist clothing or communists in Islam clothing? Which of the two do you think it is?
I think it's absolutely communists in Islam clothing. I think actually maybe I'm wrong. I think that what's happening in Dearborn and all over, which we saw all weekend and going pretty viral on Twitter, I think that's a manifest destiny as part of their culture and their religion to have tons of kids and bring their ideology into societies that are open and kind and warm and charitable and things like that. And so I think that they've made a partnership with socialism and communism and all the isms that I abhor. And I think that they're realizing that the enemy of your enemy is your friend, or whatever it is. And so I think they see pro-Western civilization, real masculinity, real confidence, the sort of rugged individualism of Americans. I think they see that as the thing to attack. And so that's what they're coming for. And they have all the useful idiots in the sort of suburban liberal woman and the gay and lesbian community and things like that, who don't recognize how much more terrible life would be under Sharia law than under Donald Trump. They've been convinced and hijacked and conned, and maybe we change their mind, maybe we don't, but we're certainly going to mock the crap out of them in a movie.
Okay, so what happens? Tell us the connection between the original Run Hide fight and then this Run Hide fight. So how does that work?
Yeah, well, certainly there's a school, right? So we moved it to college this time.
Got it. Okay.
So there's a communist situation happening.
Yes, exactly.
There's a bastion of communism somewhere in America.
So you've got the school connection. You have the sort of, a school is attacked. Do you run and hide, or do you fight? And I think that the Daily Wire audience had really shown us that they just adored Run, Hide, Fight. I mean, it's up there with What Is a Woman and Am I Racist as the top 3 movies on the platform still to this day. So I think they wanted that. They wanted a masculine star. So we brought in Jonathan Majors in this case and things like that. And so I think there is a level of we took all the information that we knew would work in this situation and then totally crafted it, ourselves originally. I mean, I don't think this place is, I don't think anyone else but this place could have made the movie. I really believe that.
So Jonathan Majors is a Yale drama guy who was canceled. So
From Texas.
One of the things I love about this whole genre of films, you have Caviezel in Sound of
Yep.
Freedom, Mel
Yep.
Gibson in Dragged. Dragged is
Yep.
my favorite of all of them, but you know,
Yep.
some people take issue with the ending of Dragged. I don't know if you want to comment on that, but and then we have Gibson Dragged. Oh, of course, Army Hammer in Citizen
Yep.
Vigilante, and now we
Yep.
have Jonathan Majors, who's this canceled guy,
Yep.
who's a great actor.
Yep.
Yale School of Drama, which is
Yep.
the best. And so
Yeah.
why him is the whole point to kind of use people that are, Kanye does this a lot, uses
Yeah.
these guys who've been kind of canceled. Is that intentional, or is it more just like getting good talent where
Right.
for a low cost?
So obviously we don't have the budgets of Hollywood.
Right.
We're always looking for lack of a better term, shortcut or competitive advantage. When I worked with Mel back in 2017, he was sort of at the height of his cancellation. I mean, it was the voicemail to his ex-wife and everything like that.
One of the great audio recordings in all history.
Up there with Christian Bale from Terminator Salvation yelling at the DP. So with that, in that case, so when I cast Mel Gibson in when Zoller and I and Vince Vaughn, frankly, when the three of us cast Mel Gibson in Dragged Across Concrete, we knew we were casting him as a cop with sort of racial overtones and things like that. We knew what we were doing. And it works because Mel's one of the greatest actors that ever lived. And so, yes, there is a level of poking the bear, but it's not the point of it. It's certainly a piece of the puzzle, but it's not the driving force. I got a phone call after announcing that movie from a company called a 501c3 called Color of Change. Okay. Google this goofball organization. And they told me that they would essentially come after me if I didn't shut the movie down.
Whoa. Color of Change.
I had a Maoist struggle session with their CEO and their head of business development, whatever. And I said to them, hey, y'all don't, here's the script, read it. And of course they never read it. They never got back to me. They didn't know what they were talking about. And so when a bully, a communist bully, comes up and picks on you, you have to punch them in the nose. That's the simple way to do it. So that's what I did. I told them, fuck off. I told them, here's the script, try and read it. Of course they didn't. They went away forever and they never called me again. Cut to 2020. We worked with Gina Carano, which was really great. We put Army Hammer in his first movie back, a movie called Frontier Crucible, that shot right before Citizen Vigilante, a really great Western that everyone should watch. We have a couple of movies in post right now with James Franco, 2 of them. So yeah, naturally, we worked with Vincent Gallo on Shut In, his first movie back in a decade. I'm naturally drawn to the greatest actors that ever lived. Of course, if they cancel Jack Nicholson, of course I'm going to work with him.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
I just think I think if Hollywood's going to be stupid and they're going to cancel these people, I'm going to scoop them up and work with them over and over and over again, because I don't care. I separate the artist from the art, the situation from that. I make my own judgment calls. I've offered multiple movies to Kevin Spacey. He's just too expensive and too busy. I don't know what he's doing, Bill Maher. But
he's back on the circuit now.
Yeah, he's back on the circuit. He got enough galas in Italy to pay him for speeches to maintain his lifestyle. But anyway, obviously Spacey should come work with us. So yes, I gravitate towards those, but they're also the great actors working today, and I would have cast them in a movie otherwise. So to me, it's not a compromise. And I'm glad to work with these people, and they've all become friends.
What actor
what's
your dream actor to work with who you wish would get canceled so that you could put him in a movie?
Who's the closest to getting canceled? And we can
it's so funny. It's so funny. He's not canceled and he's never going to be canceled. And it's so funny because you think he would just, work with. I tried a lot on Val Kilmer, Ray Liotta. They never, RIP to both of them. one of my favorite movies is The Lost Boys, and I think one of the greatest performances of all time is Jason Patric in Rush, and with Jennifer Jason Leigh. The director only directed one movie. It's like the weirdest thing in the world. That movie Rush from 1991. Jason Patric has never agreed to be in any of my movies. I've offered him like 10 movies. He passed 10 out of 10. He's passed on them. I don't know. Jason Patric.
Dude, you know who
I'll dig through his tweets.
You know
see
who I
what
think
can
you need,
Yeah.
Dallas? You know my guy who is the guy and nobody uses him correctly? Taylor Kitsch. I think
Right,
Taylor
right.
Kitsch. I love Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah.
And no, he never gets a chance, really.
Well, he's typecast as like almost like a
Waco.
Western guy.
Waco was
Yeah.
so good.
Waco was so
That
good.
Waco, so underrated to this day.
Waco was great. I didn't love the Western Peter Berg series. As
Oh
much
yeah,
as
no,
everybody did. I thought it was fine.
yeah, I agree. I didn't like that either.
Um,
American
yeah.
Thunderbolt or some shit.
Yeah.
whatever that
I mean,
is. Yeah, it wasn't great.
yeah, Taylor Kitsch for sure. All those kind of guys. I mean, Chris Pratt, right? I want Chris Pratt in a Craig Zoller movie.
Well,
that's
he's
what
he's based.
that's what I want.
Right?
He's
He is,
very
you know,
Christian.
He's based.
Well,
Yeah.
but he's married to the Kennedys, so I'm sure there's got to be some weird
Yeah.
thing where it's like you get to be a Kennedy, but you
know,
don't get to
what
do
I'll-
your
what
base
I'll say-
movies.
What I'll say is I've got a couple of movies in post that we haven't announced yet, and they've got some pretty based actors in them. Franco being one, and also like Gwyneth Paltrow came out as almost conservative the other day.
Yeah, we're kind of
And-
Maha.
Yeah,
sort of
like
thing,
that.
yeah.
That's sort of that group of Hollywood, that kind of like 90s 2000s stars. They don't like this new Hollywood. They don't want to be a part of this. Don't we miss movie stars and glamour and red carpets and pro-American movies? And I mean, what is this? I mean, Spielberg hasn't been good since 2004. Like, we just where all that needs to come back, right? You can have all the new stuff. You can have AI movies, you can have woke movies, you can have A24 movies, you can have all of it. But what's missing is sort of that old school movie star movie. And I think in a way that's kind of what we still do, you know?
Did you see our piece at Mama? One of our most successful pieces so far has been about the death of the intimacy coordinator. Yeah, because the intimacy coordinator came up, and then now Paltrow,
Mikey Madison.
Mikey Madison.
Yeah.
They've all been like, no, get him out of here, get him out of here.
Yeah.
And it's like all the like cool ones are saying, well, I don't want an intimacy coordinator. Like that's ruining my thing. So that is a little like vibe shift going on. You know,
I'm not going to name any names because I don't have any friends that are intimacy coordinators, but there's a new group of intimacy coordinators who are secretly based so that you hire them so they don't fuck with your scenes. They make sure
They just don't show up.
yeah.
No, they're there. They're
It's
there.
like an
you know.
mafia work.
They're like,
But, you know, they're like,
They're like, go
grab a
harder,
booth
go
and
harder.
you know? Yeah. There's a few of them, and I really appreciate that. It's really using the left's playbook against them. You know, infiltrating. And
Dark intimacy coordinator
Yeah.
is like a skit
There
that
you
has to happen.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But I feel like all the if anybody was related to Harvey Weinstein, I feel like all those guys were, in a way, are all kind of based, right? All the Scorsese guys, all those guys,
Sure.
they're Hollywood based, and they're like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to screw it. It's almost like you would almost think maybe the more successful at this
Yeah.
point, those guys might be willing to take a risk
Yeah.
now.
No,
you know?
they're not. No, they're not, because they're worried about their legacy. Look at Warren Beatty. Look at Jack Nicholson. They've retreated into their houses. You know,
That's
they're
terrifying.
they're only the age of the last two presidents. I mean, they're not that old. You know,
Yeah.
and they could totally be acting. But they've retreated because they know what's coming for them if they make one wrong step. They don't want any part of
Why
that.
does that happen though? Why does that happen when these guys get older? Because you think the weirdest one of those to me is Eminem. Why?
Yeah.
What happened to Eminem? How does that happen?
Yeah, you know,
We got
Eminem.
sober.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Maybe.
That's always bad. It's like
Yeah.
it's like grunge
Yeah.
music.
He should
Yeah.
have died in 2004 of an overdose.
Yeah.
Would have been a legend, like Tupac.
That
Was
legit.
that when he turned 27?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't
it
he
is.
die
Yeah.
at 27?
Would have been the goat easily.
Right. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but why does that happen? Do you have any insight?
I think they're so wealthy, and I think they've won all the awards at this point, and so they do a cost analysis and they say it's not worth it.
They're just like, screw it. They're like,
Yep.
why get involved? Why get involved? in
What's
this?
another movie that does well? You know,
Yeah.
Mm.
you
Yeah.
know.
And then you have the De Niro's that it, at least to me, it seems like he's like, there's a lot of people would say he's like destroyed his legacy. If you, I don't mean, maybe if
Sure.
you're too political, maybe of a take, but
I don't think you can't.
he hasn't really
you
destroyed
can't
it, but
destroy it. It's like Eminem. You can't destroy it.
yeah,
It's
but
too
it's
good.
bizarre though.
All right. So before you go, Citizen Vigilante, we need your review.
Yeah.
We need your thoughts.
Yeah.
What is your thoughts on Citizen Vigilante?
So obviously, I know Army very well. Worked with him on a movie right before Citizen. I've known Uwe for 20 years. He tried to cast Stone Cold Steve Austin many times back in the day when I was Steve's manager.
You were
I
didn't know that. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a long story, but I was Steve's manager, and we put him in 9 movies in 4 years. And 1 year he missed hunting season, and that was the end of it. You know, he was no more living in Vancouver if he missed hunting season. But we made I would say about 4 of the 9 are really pretty good. And there's one called Damage from 2009, which I just think is awesome. I mean, like, put it on your list. Like, find it on Tubi. Like, it's just rad.
Yeah, that's the first
and-
one on your Wikipedia here.
Yeah.
It was one of the first I ever made. It's written by the guy who wrote The Cooler. It's directed by the showrunner of White Collar. Like, it's really good. Anyway, it's like Walton Goggins, one of his first movies.
Dude.
It's great. It's great.
Can I
Anyway,
ask you one more before you go, Dallas? Like being a
I want to tell you my
producer.
thoughts on Citizen
Oh,
Vigilante.
please, feel free, feel free.
So I've known Uwe for a while, and I've watched Uwe's journey, right, so to speak. I've had friends work with him or whatever. I have not talked to him about Citizen Vigilante, but I have talked to Army about it. I think that the movie is the perfect timed movie for this moment when everyone is looking for people to fight. Okay. I think Army is terrific in the movie. I think there are 2 or 3 scenes that obviously went viral, but even 2 or 3 other scenes that are just so pitch perfect. And they really, really, really make the movie stand out. So I'm thrilled that Elon got behind it. I'm thrilled that it's, come out in theaters and that it's coming out, doing so well online. What I wish is that it had a better script. I wish that it had a better cinematographer. I wish that it had a better, just sort of like production itself, right? But none of that stuff matters right now. And so it's hard to knock any of those things because I'm not jealous of the movie. I'm actually quite fond of it. I'm quite very happy for it. And I love that people are rallying behind it. I love that Kino Corner went out and interviewed Uwe and Army. I'm very happy with all this. So I think that we as conservatives should support art. And I love that we're supporting this moment right now. It's so meaningful. And who knows, maybe Army's the new conservative movie star. Maybe he's not even a conservative. Maybe he's a lefty. Who knows? I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I think it's a great moment, and I think we should just lean into it and use it as a launching pad and go. Take Run, Hide, Fight Infidels and treat it as a double picture, a double matinee, and go for it, and just ride this wave and keep building on it, and don't stop, and destroy Hollywood and all the things we need to do to rebuild something special and protect Western civilization in America and all the things that we care about so much.
Wow, amazingly said. Did you have one more thing?
Yeah, well, I'm just curious about the role of a producer. Is such a cool and prestigious role. Like, what does it mean to be a producer in 2026? And if there's somebody who wants to become a producer of, countercultural films such as the ones you're producing, like, what is the path to get there? How does someone get there?
We have a thing that we kind of jokingly call Bonfire University. And for 6 years now, we have brought about 5 to 6 new PAs onto every movie.
That's sick.
And so one of them's working at UTA now. One of them is a producer on major movies now. All these kinds of things. It's a real sort of apprenticeship program, because they come and they get to stand literally next to me on set. There's no levels of hierarchy. There's no Dallas is in a glass office over there. Everyone's in their own shit together. We all go to dinner and drink every night at the local bars and restaurants. Like, it is so familial, and there's so many opportunities, and they can go and talk to the stunt coordinator. But really what they're doing is they're via osmosis, they're watching me produce. Okay, they're watching me interact with the actors, the director, the stunts, the production, the unions. Oh my gosh, the unions. They're watching me interact with all this stuff, so that when they go out and do their own, and these are all conservatives, you know, they're either libertarians or conservatives or you know, right wingers or whatever they are, right? Whatever version of the big tent conservative that I believe in. And so they can go on and make their own movies, whether they want to work in Hollywood or make their own or come work with us on the next one. But it's a great launching pad. So, dude, I just tell everyone to email me or DM me. I mean, we're pretty available, because when someone wants to come and, you know, torch their career to work with us, we're more than happy to take them.
Oh, the bonfire. I see. Okay.
Oh, that's bonfire. That's why it's bonfire.
That's
Oh,
awesome, though.
Burn yourself at the stake.
Yeah.
All right, Dallas. Thank you so much, man. You
Yeah,
are the
thank you.
absolute man. You know,
Thank
it's
you.
so funny because we hear all this discourse about, oh, nobody's doing this. And I'm always like,
Yeah.
Dallas is doing it. Look at what he's doing. He's doing
Yeah.
it. And no, for some reason, it's hard to make people listen to that. But incredible work on everything. And thank you so much for joining us. And Run, Hide, Fight, Infidels. When's it coming out?
Probably in late September. We're working on it right now. People are really excited about it and coming up with some crazy ideas that might delay the release a little bit. But I'm like, let's just get this thing out there and rock and roll.
All right. Amazing, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks,
See you
guys.
later.
Take care.
Peace.
Awesome. Thank you. Right. Okay. See here. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
So we want to take a quick
Z-Man
2-minute
said
break.
making good.
Or are we going to stay here?
Making good use of that love seat.
Yeah, I know, we are.
You wouldn't believe.
I want to
you wouldn't
separate the
believe.
computers.
You should
But
have seen before.
You
we
should
started
have
streaming.
seen what's going on that love seat right now.
dude,
Kevin Spacey would be so.
yeah,
happy.
there's not.
Harry, type your Kevin Spacey story. We'll read it. What you got?
I got a Kevin Spacey story.
Got a
Hey,
Spacey story right now.
do we want to take a 2-minute break
Yeah, I would love to.
on live or no?
Yeah, we can. Can we do?
Because I think we should switch to the computer thing, but I don't. Maybe not. Do people like our gay?
I think we should do this. It's way easier.
It is very gay. It's
Should we-
gay.
How do we
Yeah,
get, how do
most
we get
people-
cocktails?
So most people can just go downstairs, get some.
You guys are making it gay.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I'll go get us some in a second.
This is Butterworth's, by the way. Let me just again say this is the absolute money space. You know, the problem here is that most people watch us on Twitter. We are totally banned on YouTube. So it doesn't go to people on YouTube. People used to comment on YouTube, but commenting on the X is very hard, so people don't do it enough.
Mm.
I used to get a bunch of like
Yeah, a
chats.
couple YouTubies.
I know, but it's really hard to see it. You can't like see
I
it.
see.
So anyway, all right. Well, what do we do?
I guess we don't have to take.
We're
a
gonna
break.
leave
Break?
it
Let's take a break.
right
Let's take a
here.
break. Let's take a break.
Should I just do a
Minutes.
2-minute countdown?
Yeah,
Just gonna
do
get
a
drinks.
2-minute countdown. Say a segment. A segment. Jesus Christ has joined.
All right, we're gonna do a 2-minute countdown, and then we'll all be back, and we're
Good,
gonna.
good segue.
Is this music that I'm playing?
I think I'm doing it by accident somehow. Or no, you are.
Is that me? I'm playing some sort of music?
How do we turn off?
Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
Do people hear us?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
what's
thank
up,
you.
God? Thank you so much, man. Oh, thanks.
See.
Appreciate it.
And look.
Okay, once again, we are reporting live. Yeah, you can leave that. You can probably just pour that in there. Once again, we are reporting live here from Butterworth's, absolutely awesome place in DC. Everybody needs to come here. Owned by our great friend Bart. Could not recommend it more. Very beautiful venue. I love DC. Every time I come to DC, it's just the nicest city in the country. It is so futuristic in its own way. Everything is perfectly created and made. We got Pub joining us. Pub, our Wang half of the day, is joining us. So we'll get into that was Dallas Sonnier, amazing producer, really one of the true G's. One of the guys behind the guys. And
Split the G, Isaac.
What up? Do we hold on, I gotta
I
add
think
you
that
to
was
the
yours.
little screen thingy.
That one.
Do we
There should be another one.
do we sound okay?
Don't do that because then it cuts off you three. I'm fine just being in the corner, man.
All right, are we echoing?
Not to
Anybody
me.
who's listening?
Dude, Isaac,
All right,
I was
sounds
going to
fine.
ask, are you guys at Butterworth's?
We are at Butterworth's.
Yeah.
We are
That's
indeed
like-
at Butterworth's.
I spent an awesome weekend there one night.
Really? An awesome weekend there in all one night?
Yeah,
That sounds
no, it
like
was
you
very
were
cool.
hanging out with Peter Thiel. Sounds like the kind of thing you would do.
Dude, I was getting drinks there, and Rand Paul's son came in, absolutely plastered from the moment he walked in the door, and proceeded to get even more drunk. And then about a month later, that report came out about him talking about homosexual Jews or something like that. I was like, I wonder if that was
That sounds really.
Are we live? Are we back?
That
Yeah, we're
sounds
back.
Really
Okay.
not chill, bro. That sounds like
Well, I'm gonna try.
he
and
has a
fix-
real problem.
keep
It sounds like he might have a real issue. You know? Do you think he needs help?
we need to pray for him.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers. So
That is
when,
so much better. Whoever just cleaned the camera, Harrison.
so Wang half.
Yeah, there's a bunch of Jew grease on it.
Yeah, this is what happened. We just emit grease. It's just
It's
emitting.
like a mist.
Yeah, it's just a
Tight
Greasiness.
yeah, it's vampire butter.
I think we look kind of cool here.
What's your favorite little vacation you've been on? What's your favorite little goycation? Where have you traveled?
I hate how you say that. Like,
What little goy trip did you
It's like
enjoy?
one time I went out of the
you're
city.
gonna love.
One
you're gonna
time I
love
made
this.
it out of my immediate home, and I went to. Sorry, just kidding.
You're gonna love this. It is actually to Israel.
No,
That's
oh
right.
my God, you are a fucking fed.
No, tell us
the wall.
Dude, stop being ironic. Tell us honestly
Yeah,
what little
you're
goy
fucking
trip
bad,
was the
man.
most fun and exciting and rewarding for you.
Okay, Israel was very, very cool. Tel Aviv
Oh my
was.
God!
was-
Wait, what? Are you
No, I'm
fucking
being
kidding
dead
me?
serious.
With us, so you didn't go to Israel.
Why? Are you
Yeah.
joking,
Yeah.
bro?
No.
Aren't
I've
you
been
Mormon?
to Israel.
Oh
No,
my
no.
God, this is terrible.
You've actually been to Israel?
Yes, it was awesome. I liked it. The people there are very cool. The
Literally
government
every person who works for Will or Mama is a Fed, is an Israeli Fed. Every single fucking one, besides me.
Dude,
That's the funny part.
I got a Jewish blessing at the Tomb of David. I'm not
That's
even
gonna help
joking.
the views.
Did you get pussy at all in Israel?
No, I didn't.
No.
Is he Mormon? Somebody asked if he's Mormon.
He's Mormon.
After that,
Is he?
I did go to
I'm pretty
Maui.
sure
That
he's
was a
Mormon.
vacation.
You're not Mormon.
I'm not Mormon. Why would you say that?
Everybody here just said you're.
Oh, I thought you were.
Isn't he from Mormon? Isn't he? Doesn't he do?
I would.
Didn't do a
Why do
mission
you
trip?
think that?
Mission trip, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe it's just because he's got retarded family.
Oh, dude, the thing got named the wrong thing somehow.
No, it did.
Denzel's
I got-
side
it
profile.
didn't
So
like the name didn't come through.
I've only ever seen
Yeah.
Denzel from the
It
front
did.
on, and
It's very. Dude, look at that hook.
Yeah, man.
every
It
time
does
he
it
turns,
so.
I'm just
See,
like,
it's the wrong
oh,
name.
say.
How was it possible? I changed it. Sorry.
Show us your Goy profile, dude. Show us your Goy file. Turn on your mic, bro.
Yeah, it's the wrong thing on Mama too.
On, Jew.
Wrong name.
This is
Wrong
great.
name.
Great
This
broadcasting,
whole
guys.
thing. Fuck, bro. That actually really sucks. Oh, it was correct on yours, dude. It was correct on yours. It didn't distribute to the other channels because I think it was because we joined first.
I think everybody. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was because we joined first.
Yeah, a lot of us have a cold, so we're doing a lot of sniffles on this pod.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't sit in each other's lap, you probably wouldn't pass it around.
Yeah, we all have AIDS.
We're doing crack and having homosexual sex here at Butterworth's.
In honor of America's 250th.
Yeah, we might Hunter Biden. We're trying to get Hunter Biden to do an appearance at Butterworth's.
All right,
No.
Mexican
Okay.
Goy slave. Can we please see our?
Yeah, are you ready, Juan?
We have a
Juanes?
whole new matrix for our viewers this week.
Juan, we're ready. Are you sharing, Juani? All right, here we go.
Let him.
Oh, there we
That is
go.
This is what's
Pause.
this was
Very.
you guys just captured that.
No,
That
no.
was when we were off camera. That's really upsetting that you guys
Yikes. Schnikes.
really bad.
That's why you put tape over your camera, idiot.
Damn. Fuck.
Yeah, that's
All right,
the.
so our quadrants for today's matrix are pruning out versus crashing out. No, pruning out versus chimping out, and raped or cucked.
You gotta find the right. What's the right
Can we
ratio of us
define?
here?
Can we define the difference between pruning out and chimping out?
Yeah, so this is something we're doing new every week. We are now, instead of just doing Jew, Goy, and retarded and gay, we are now changing the polls of the Matrix every week. It's a new
nice.
thing we're doing. And so this week, we have cucked and raped and pruning out versus chimping out. And so I think what we're going for with these differentiations is like the cool thing about pruning out and chimping out. What does pruning out mean? Maybe people can tell us. What does pruning out, capitalism, what does pruning out mean? Can you tell us? To me, pruning out is like you're so pissed about something that you have a meltdown, you have a crash out, but your crash out is so intense that you switch to the other side, right? You're like Fuentes. When Fuentes hates what the Republicans are doing so much, and then he says, vote Dem. That's a true now. That's a true now because you're switching sides in your anger moment. Whereas a chimp out is when you're going deeper into who you are, to the area of violence. You're becoming the monkey version of yourself. So that's why it's a good spectrum.
That is a good spectrum.
And then cucked and raped, that's one's obvious. It's both humiliating, but in one instance you're taking it, and in one case you're watching it. Right? It's like, are you more raped or are you more cucked? This is really the
Also, just to, we want to do fan engagement stuff. I'll just read a random comment from our fans here. Wait, so did Swampus get stung by a bunch of bees on his face? Because boy, looking a little chubby.
Yeah.
It's the angle. I'm actually.
No, actually, Swampus does look a lot better in person.
How they
I will say
mask
he does
my
look
boy.
better in person. He looks. I also look terrible on camera. My face looks very fat. It adds a lot of weight. The camera adds 10 pounds.
I've been pinning testosterone, so my face is very fat, and I've been drinking a lot of beers here at Buttersworth. I just had a lot of carbs. I haven't been carbing a lot recently, so a lot of water retention in the face.
I think your face is actually smaller on the camera. It looks larger.
It's
in person.
bigger
I think
in
it's even
person?
bigger in person.
Yeah, I have a lot. I'm like a pit bull. I have a lot of muscles in my head.
Pitbull. You're like a pit bull.
Not like the
That's-
rapper
I'm a pit
or
bull.
whatever. I'm trying to get the right ratio of us to screen, and I want people to know that Pub is here. Oh, I can make Pub like really weird.
You
I
can
can make him
just-
smaller.
Yeah,
Hold
make me like a tiny handheld.
But
Like
no,
a
it
little,
doesn't to like
something you just kinda
everybody.
toss around in your.
So
Yeah.
whack, dude. Why don't you just show your face like a man, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I can't believe you've been to Israel. What the fuck? That's
too,
really,
man.
That's really funny.
I go to Israel all the
Yeah.
time.
upsetting. That's upsetting. Upsetting. When Barry Weiss says Harrison looks better in person. You know,
Thanks, Barry.
you can have these pop up. You can have them.
Oh, what do you mean?
You can have the comments pop up on the screen.
Oh, should we? Oh, yeah. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
where
I
we at?
said, back when we're so search banned on YouTube, it's like it is just like you can't find us at all. They used to send emails to my subscribers when I started streaming. Now they don't do it anymore. I'm like in the total death zone. Like it's just like, yeah, it's just screaming into the void.
Chimping is raging externally. Trooning is destroying yourself as a cope. Such a
Mm.
that is so well said.
As a cope, raging
Yes.
externally.
Yeah, it's sort of like you're so pissed off about something you just like completely. I'm chimping out so much. I'm crashing out so hard that like now I'm a lib.
Mhm.
Now I support the gay agenda. But yeah, no,
And
I did get stung by a bee. I
Your
think.
odds for committing suicide go way up too when you churn out, as opposed to chimping out. It's not as much of a danger.
Did we decide on chimping? Is that what we decided to do?
It was churning
Yeah.
out versus chimping out.
It's churning and chipping.
Okay. I'll make this ratio bigger. Okay, there we go. I think this works. My face taking up half the camera, to be honest.
This would be the
all right.
second week
So-
in a row
so-
he received love on the pod, but Mystery Grove posted today on X. He said, "We are not chimping our way out of this."
Yeah, I did. And that's actually a very good point, Bub. I saw that. So what does he mean by that? What does Mystery Grove mean by
So
we're
it's-
not chimping our
I
way
mean,
out of this?
We're all familiar with the term. I think many on the dissident right use this, that we're not voting our way out of this. That is so good. They say that
Yeah,
we're not voting.
he's one of these guys who always says he's of the old guard. He's the old guard of people, Mystery Grove. So he's one of these people who says stuff like always chimp. Always chimp.
Always chimp.
So what does always
Was he
chimp?
talking about
What does that mean? What does always chimp?
always chimp
Like, if
means
you don't-
always just
If you don't like
always,
That's
something,
incredible.
if something
That is
didn't go
incredible.
your way, if you feel
That
like
looks
Trump is
really
not
nice.
following policies that you voted for, raise a stink and chimp. Whereas I believe like the Fuentes side would troon out if something doesn't go their way, and they hit the F it button and say, yeah, well, now we're just going to vote Democrat. But it's like,
Yeah.
it's far more effective to chimp out. And
But yet Dallas, I mean, fucking Mystery Grove says in this instance that chimping out will not save
Chimping
us.
our
So
way
what does he mean by that?
I feel like we're
Yeah,
like
it's such a
interviewing
good-
Pub like he's Dallas Sonnier now.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are.
yeah.
The
with
Pub
none
interview.
of the actual cred, with none of the actual accomplishments.
No, but I actually am.
Always chimp is sort of a trust the plan situation, right?
No, because it means like don't trust the plan, but also get mad about stuff. Right? I really do think these Twitter
Yeah,
guys.
you can make your voice heard without like trooning out.
Yeah,
You can
I don't.
have.
Who cares
Well,
about having your voice heard though?
Well,
that's
here's-
that's.
I know
gay.
it is kind of gay.
We're literally podcasting.
Well,
We care about having our voice heard.
Well, here's one of the things that confused me is I love Arm McIntyre, and I thought he said something fairly benign. I mean, he was just like, "Yeah, I can't believe like there wasn't a civil war after," and a lot of people were like, "Wow, he trooned out." Like they totally freaked out on him, and I thought that was crazy because they were all saying like he's just a podcaster and like he's expecting everybody, but he even said it in the thing. He was like. He said himself too. He was also saying like it's kind of like this sad thing that we almost don't
Yeah,
we don't do anything.
It's something I'm trying to grapple with right now, because it's like, the people who like, I don't know, if you read like the Declaration of Independence and the stuff that they took up arms
I read it.
over, it's like
I read it from
it's
time
like
to time.
compared to what we allow ourselves to be subjected to, it's just not even close. It's like, yeah, you're taxing us and not really giving us any voice in government. And now it's like you're transing my kid behind my back,
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm
true.
gonna try to vote my way out of this. And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it does
Right.
it does give us all this feeling of kind of being cucked. Like
Yeah, but
Like,
what else are
I
you
mean,
gonna do? You're gonna like start shooting
like,
people with guns?
right,
What are you gonna
exactly,
do?
exactly. No, I totally get it. Like, what are you going to do? And
Like
I
that's
don't know
so
what
much
the
more
answer.
of a ineffective LARP is to be like, I'm an accelerationist who's gonna start a war. That's not gonna happen.
Dude, capitalism
Right.
just made a really good point because this is what always chimp, because Oren always says that. Make your grievances known. It's like, it's not a outward thing. It's like an inward, it's a right. It's to your own people, like your leaders, everybody. Make it known that you will absolutely have a meltdown. Like a good example is the Mike Lee land stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of Republicans were like, or just not, not Republicans, right wingers like, nah, fuck that. Fuck all of this. This is retarded. And I think that's a super important point, which is it's the true chimp out is the signal to your in group that like we will not, or not your in group, maybe your leadership or whatever it is, like we will not stand for this sort of policy. And it's like getting your leadership and your, whatever your party elites to understand, like, no, that's not acceptable to us.
It's making your voice heard and speaking up.
So true.
I do have to say, we're talking about this in the context of a
Homosexuality
yes,
and AIDS.
a Supreme Court decision that came out today, which was, I actually think it was 6-3, because I think Kavanaugh joined the libtards.
I saw 5-4.
I know I saw 5-4, but I also saw
I keep saying
6-3.
5-4, but I think you're right, Isaac. I
Yeah,
think it
like
was.
it's weird. I can't think
Interesting.
if it's 6-3 or 5-4. Kavanaugh did some weird special exception thing where he was like, I'm sitting it out. And it was about birthright citizenship. So just to give some background, I watched the entire, or listened to the entire Supreme Court arguments on this issue. And the birthright citizenship is entrenched in the 14th Amendment of the United States. So the 14th Amendment was, I think, after slavery, and it's trying to make sure nobody's discriminating, yada, yada, whatever it is. And it says that anybody born in the United States is a citizen of the United States. There's a caveat. It says anybody who's born in the United States, but subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. So the reason there's like a loophole, because an ambassador's child is not a citizen, right? If you are the ambassador of France and you have a child in America, that child is not a citizen of the United States, because that's like going too far, because you're not actually a subject of the United States, right? So historically, that's really the only exception to this like birthright citizenship thing. So they tried to invalidate this constitutional amendment, which is very hard to do. And I could hear in the oral arguments, it was hilarious because it was like a cool army guy who's the solicitor general, who's great, versus some like ACLU Asian lawyer who's like Chinese and obviously just trying to destroy America. And it was incredible to hear them, because all the justices were clearly kind of on the side of the Asian girl for the ACLU or the something. And it was just like so absurd. It was just like watching a society die, because it was like, dude, it's like technically she was right. Like technically she was correct. She had the far better legal argument than the other guy, right? In terms of the way the rules work and everything like that, it was like, okay, she should win. And that's why it was like 95% on Polymarket that this was going to go the way of the libs, because it was so obvious that legally speaking, she was correct. But it was like, if you take a step back and you actually look at what's going on, you have like an obvious enemy of the United States arguing that we should just let in whoever has an anchor baby here. That was the insane part. And I think that like the justices, they just couldn't in their own conscience get around that. But at the same time, this is where the whole friend enemy thing comes in. Is Sotomayor or Kentanji, whatever the fuck, are they ever gonna vote their conscience? No, never. They're never gonna vote their conscience. They are too stupid to vote their conscience ever. So it's like Amy Barrett, she's gonna sometimes be like, well, I'm gonna actually do the rules, which is like, all right.
Well, their
fine,
conscience
but
is
it's like,
not.
come on.
Yeah, their
You
conscience
know,
is
no,
not
they're here to
evil.
destroy the fucking system. That's what
Yeah,
they're
their
here.
conscience is let's interpret this. Let's use our power.
Yeah,
this
let's-
this
exactly.
is this
Yeah.
extends to every aspect of left versus right dynamic. There's the leftists love power. They know how to wield it and they do it well. And people on the right are generally they make every excuse possible to not wield any sort of power because they're so scared. And I think some of that was maybe part of her decision making. Was like, I'm going to stick to the book, and maybe we can get let's go the right way and make a constitutional amendment, something like that. Which is
So the main practical thing that this affects is anchor babies.
Yeah.
This is all about anchor babies.
Mhm. I mean,
Okay.
no, it's about anything.
No,
I mean, it's about
I-
anybody born here, anyone born here. So, and to be fair, the reason why the common law was correct was because do you guys know about the Chinese Exclusion Act?
right.
Yeah.
So the Chinese Exclusion Act was at some period, I can't remember when, but
Late
it is,
1800s.
yeah, and it was only supposed to be
Late
10 years, but it really went for a long time. And it basically said no Chinese, none. It was just racist. It was a racist law it just said no Chinese people. Like, no, you're done. Like, you're out. You're not fucking coming here. and so it was a law. It was a law passed by Constitution or passed by Congress, and but nonetheless, some dude whose name is hilarious. His name was like Duck Rangano or something. You guys got to look up the
Charlie Chang. I'm
No,
looking it
no,
up.
it's fucking hilarious. Like his name is like the most Asian, ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm pulling this up.
Yeah, it's like the birthright case. His name was like Demi Chan or something. It was really funny. Yeah, it was. I had a tweet about this. It was.
Che Chan
No, it
Ping.
wasn't Che Chang Ping. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. It was.
That's not it.
No, it was a different one.
That's 1880. Wong Kim Ark.
Yeah, Wong Kim Ark. His name was Wong Kim Ark. ARK. Wong Kim Ark.
Well, it looks like a bunch. And then there was
Isn't that sick?
and then there was Fong Ye Ting.
Yeah, Fong Yu.
And then there was Wong Wing.
Wong Wing. Yeah. So anyway, it's like if this was China, everyone knows they would be like, yeah, no thanks. But we're trying to do this rule of law thing. So even during the Chinese Exclusion Act, the reason why the common law is so strong is because the court decided Wong Kim Ark was born here as basically an anchor baby and could stay. And they were like, all right, well, even though there's no Chinese.
Validate the Chinese exclusion.
No, the Chinese Exclusion Act remained, but he just happened to be born here. And so since he was born here and he happened to be born here, he was allowed to be a citizen.
So he wasn't considered legally Chinese because he
No, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
He was born here. So the question is he a citizen or not?
got it.
That's it.
Yeah.
He wasn't a migrant. He wasn't
Got it.
he was born in America. But he was born to non-citizens, right? So he was born to non-citizens in America. They happen to be here, whatever.
And Che Chan Ping established plenary power doctrine, which is what Mecha Jew Stephen Miller usually is talking about when he's talking about we as the executive have authority over immigration affairs, or I guess maybe just federal government and broad. But basically, I don't know. Actually, who knows?
Shut up,
Yeah,
Barry.
so this whole
Barry's here.
thing
Nice.
is incredibly representative of like most of the problems that we have today are because we live in a world that is entirely different from what they were living in. Like,
Yeah.
you could make all the legal arguments you want about why this is but if you're not even considering the context of the world that they lived in at the time, like if you just pulled the average person in the street and asked them what what nation means or what a national is, they wouldn't be able to tell you in the terms that they understood them in that time. Like, we use nation and country completely you know uh interchangeably when they're not interchangeable words at all. There is a meaning to the word nation. There is a meaning to all of this stuff that they understood in those times. So like, you know, they are making these laws within the context of like a general understanding of how things are. There is no founding father or any of these people who would look at, a Hispanic guy and say they were English or whatever. But now it's like you can have people, Muslims, move en masse to England, and now we're supposed to call them English. That would have never flown then. So like you have all these definitions being thrown around about what this means, whatever. But we're talking about, this is beautiful. Thanks for zooming in on her face.
But I mean, I think
I do think she's pretty
I
hot.
always thought she was so.
she lives
She's just
5 miles from.
She's literally just Amy Coney Barrett is just one of these superior human beings. She's like hot. She's incredibly smart.
13
She
kids.
literally is just like
Well,
an
she's so hot,
alpha.
but she's like totally the like
100 kids,
Yeah, she's incredible.
and including Haitian.
giving you snacks, carpooling,
Yeah,
giving your friends.
she's just like got
practice,
so
like-
much energy. She's just like
Yeah.
fucking got like
She lived.
unlimited-
She
like,
she
I was in
is
New Orleans.
I would have been friends
She
with one of
is the
her
peak
Haitian
woman.
sons, and she would have like driven me to basketball practice.
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh my god.
No, and she's amazing, but she's a woman. And at the end of the day, the one thing that the Supreme Court, all the way up until now, through all of the difficulties that they faced in making common law and making pronouncements from the bench and interpreting things. I mean, we had a sedition act. Which basically invalidated free speech, I mean, we have a long history of these constitutional rights being infringed in various ways, right? The only difference today is that there were no women having these discussions. And today we have all women having these discussions. And so you're just dealing with viewpoints that are so fucking different. And again, I don't think Amy Coney Barrett's like trying to do the wrong thing. I think she's trying to do the right thing, but she's not seeing where we're at. She's not understanding that there's a country that has to be saved right now.
Well, there's a
Well, it's
40
because-
chess. Hold on, but there's a 40 chess of I can't give this to you guys right here. Because this actually opens up, it is sort of like the sad, the raped Republican vibe, but there is, if you're the Supreme Court guy, I can't give it to you here because this actually like opens up the door to all this sort of nonsense. Go back to your states and gather the public support for a constitutional amendment, which I don't know the last constitutional amendment.
That's
Probably
not
100 years
going to
ago.
happen. That's never going to
I think
happen.
maybe the
because we
40s.
I
have-
mean, they can't get anything passed. There's going to be a constitutional amendment. I mean, the half of them
That's
are fucking common.
No, I think you can. Well, I just
It's
do
not
think
going to
there's.
happen because you have hundreds of deferring in groups that will never, like this. This is my point, is that back then it was like our biggest differences was like the Catholics and Protestants. Those were the groups.
Right.
And now you've got the Somalis and the women and the LGBTQ and this in group and that in group, and it never ends. So you've got hundreds of competing different whatever, and this is why it was never meant to be. This is why nations were nations with distinct people.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's
distinct
basically.
racial
I mean,
makeup, because you can't have this. You can't have this shotgun of just a million different groups with their different in-group, it just,
Well said.
this is not the way it was meant to be. And this is not the way the world has worked for centuries. And now we're like, oh, you can just have this colorblind meritocracy where everybody just kind of has this one thing that they all agree on. But that's not what happens. I was just talking with a woman about this today. She's like, oh, it has nothing to do. Married women vote Republican. I'm like, I'm not talking about my preferred outcome or this group votes the way I want them to. That has nothing to do with that. It's, in my opinion, immoral for women to be involved in politics, flat out. It's not a discussion of, well, I prefer this group because they vote my way. That's what
Swampus is
the left
looking at.
wants.
We're looking at pictures of Amy.
We're
Coney
looking
Barrett's
at
feet.
pictures of Amy Coney
She
Barrett's
owns
feet.
two
They're
nations,
pretty
kind
good.
of.
She really is an alpha bitch.
She's got nice feet.
She's just like a superior human being.
Five,
She really is. Like she is like just an elite to the maximum. Like she deserves to be.
Can we ask
queen of the
AI
country.
to estimate her like waist and chest measurements?
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna happen.
No, I do think we are basically done. I do have to say, not as a country, like America will survive. Like we will survive. We will have an America after the cataclysm. But for the moment, we're too weak. You know, we're just too weak. And when we have people like this who are in our actual institutional power structure, it's just over, man. Like you can't put the fucking thing back in the bottle.
So it looks like she's likely
Oh,
100,
cup size B.
Cup size.
123, 123 pounds, 5'6". What, I don't know what band size is. Is that like up that chest? That's not your
Band
bust.
size.
That's not your bust. What's a band size?
What's a
Look that
band
up.
size? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess that's your bra measurement. So I guess that is
That's probably the
a
circumference.
band size numeric.
Yeah.
So
No, that's the 34 and 34C. So it's like 34D.
she's a 31.
She's a 31B.
Shoe
Yeah, that's not,
size 8.
that's not bad.
31B.
I'm not a boob guy. I'm Hispanic.
H1B. She's an H1B in her bra size.
Bra size 34B. Right there is what it says actually.
Yeah, 34B.
Well, we don't know this for sure. This is estimated.
Yeah. Well,
She's Catholic, lives right outside New Orleans in Metairie. Did you know that?
no.
They don't all have to live in Washington, the justices.
I think they're here when court's in session and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, she's gonna go on a nice summer vacation with the 2 Haitians she owns, and
you really do have to like respect the Supreme Court justices, whoever they are. You know what? Maybe we can hope that Kagan will flip, being a Jew. Maybe Kagan will realize that she's ushered in her own death, and maybe Kagan will finally go against the two Browns. You know, because the Browns definitely will kill Kagan for sure, no question.
I think there's a aspect.
So the question is, will Kagan go down with the ship, or will she save the Jews? It's really the question.
But there's also the whole idea, like when I want to become a Supreme Court justice, like I'm steadfast and I will always believe what I believe, you know, or like I'm always going to seek the truth. And so this sort of like the idea that like you're going to see how things are moving right now or sort of be tied to the current moment. And I think this is the mistake she's making, right? Which is like, I know everybody doesn't like this, but this is the Constitution. But she's kind of blind to this
and
broader thing.
what she's not seeing, this really does make it a male-female thing. The justices of the past were actually very good at pivoting with the times. They were very good at understanding how things had changed, and then they would modify the law based on that. And I think that that's what was missing here. Like, if you're a rule follower, yes, this was the correct decision. But the history of the Supreme Court is not being a rule follower. They make up new standards all the time. Damn, look at those feet.
No, but hold on, Juan.
Amazing.
Juan, there's another one that actually shows her toes.
Honestly,
Look at her toes right there.
unbelievable.
You can kind of see them right in that second one. You guys don't know how to peep toes. You guys don't know how to peep toes.
God.
I bet she does a
Juan doesn't see feet. Like some people just don't see feet. Like that's so
She's
gross.
just incredible.
It's actually not the feet. I'm more looking at the legs.
It's so hard to do what they did too. Also,
Hold on.
like, dude,
Bob, I'm removing you from the screen real quick.
Dude, she's probably chasing around her Haitian kids.
You're talking
I
about
keep talking.
reading. You're talking about
you don't
reading.
even need to have me on the
all
screen.
day.
I don't care.
Yeah, no, I just want people to know like who is talking. Like, so I pop you in whenever you're
No, I
going
should
on a
talk
rant.
Oh,
and then have
excellent
Harrison just
definition.
move his
Look at
mouth
those.
to
Looks
Looks
gentlemen.
good.
Exquisite.
They're not
Yeah,
like
painted
freaking.
the
Those aren't.
toenails too.
Yeah, you don't have any. There's no corns. And shit. And
Amazing.
dude, she's got a bunch of kids,
Amazing, eh?
Amazing.
and she's thin. She's had a bunch of kids. You know, she breastfed them.
Yeah, well, that's why probably because
She reminds
Yeah.
me a lot of my mom.
I feel like she probably had
Okay, Bub's mom. She reminds me of your mom too,
Bubs.
Bubs. Such Bub's mom.
I think she had a very tasteful facelift.
If you guys
It
saw
looks
my
like
mom,
just
I'll
like
send
around
you
the
guys a
neck.
picture. But if you guys saw my mom, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's Amy Coney Barrett."
We've seen your mom, Pub.
She's had
We've seen your
7
mom.
No, you
kids.
haven't.
Oh no, I'm sorry. 5. She's had 5 biological kids,
And 2 from Haiti.
and then she's got her 2 from Haiti.
I think
She's
the
just an
2 from Haiti would
54.
cause
She's
her to
just an
age more than.
She's
the
just an incredible woman. She's just a.
She could have been an actress. Like she, like at
She could
54,
have done anything. She could have done
Yeah.
anything she wanted.
Yeah.
She could have
Truly
been.
an amazing woman.
Rhodes, Notre Dame,
I know.
very Catholic.
Born in New Orleans. Did she go to Newman?
That's a great question. Where did she go? Oh no, she went
Can we
to.
see
St.
her
Mary's.
young? Can you pull up the youngest picture you can find?
Oh,
Tony Barrett.
dude.
See some young.
This is what all the
Barrett.
libs are going to be posting is young Amy Coney Barrett. Like, look at this queen.
See, actually, much hotter now.
Yeah, she got better looking as she got
Kind of
older.
a Hillary.
Kind of glowed
Kind
up.
of a Hillary vibe.
No, Hillary's the opposite.
You know what happens? This happens from breastfeeding.
Wait, what?
This happens from breastfeeding. She was kind of fat, and then she started breastfeeding, and then she got super hot. That happens to so many girls, dude. Like so many girls start breastfeeding, and then they lose all the weight they've ever.
Yeah, she looks
They just
better
get
now.
sucked down.
White women. That
Yeah.
happens to white women.
Yeah.
All
As-
women.
Oh,
in
yeah.
person.
What is that?
Oh yeah, chunky in high school. See, that's what it
Man,
is.
hold on. I might have
Oh
to-
my god. Oh my god. The English literature picture,
Yeah.
terrible. Wow.
Wow.
Oh wow. She really got it together.
Ew.
No, that's-
She played lacrosse. What is
Oh
that?
my god.
No, she has a
That's
she has a
really
baguette and wine.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
That's incredibly cute. But she
Juan,
has
go to
very
Google.
manly
Google
arms
young
and wrists.
Amy Coney Barrett High School. Just Google it and click on
Metri
images
in Metri.
so people can see what we're looking at.
This is great. She looks like Jim
Met-
Belushi.
I think she looks
Great.
fine. You're talking about this one?
No,
This,
I'm about the fat one. The one who's just
Where's
holding
the
a
fat
piece of
one?
bread.
no, she
That's
looks
so true.
skinnier.
That's
She looks
a
fine
great.
here.
99% of
fine.
people were just born to dig potatoes and smash
But she's also a
rocks.
New Orleans girl, which is very weird. Like, I just kind of wonder about like
Yeah.
that creates a very different type of person.
I wonder
Wait,
about
is
her
she on
dating
the
It's
history.
left?
like the it's
Hold
like
on,
the,
wait, what?
She's from New Orleans.
It's like the whatchamacallums. It's
Hold
like
on, is she the one on the left? How?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's one on the left, big
Yeah.
fatty.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that one. Oh,
And
I
this
like
is-
that one.
Dude,
I mean,
you know
this
who
is
it's like? It's like
pre-Ozempic.
the Mannings. It's like the Mannings.
Yes.
Girl.
Kind of like the Manning type of thing.
Yes, it's like there's a
Yeah,
level
that's
of
actually-
high level
that's-
white.
Yeah, yeah. That's like just
very
unassailable. And then it's like
impressive.
there's three of them,
It's
and everybody else
perfection.
is a shed.
Yeah,
I'm
It's a
I was
very
furious
weird-
with her. I was
They're
furious
like the
with her
king
womb.
of New
This is
Orleans.
impressive.
So
Denzel's just going,
much
oh.
I don't know. I'm
Wow.
like fat in high school.
To go
She's
from
so
the
much better
left
now.
to go from the woman on the left to the present, that's really impressive.
I know she really.
Yeah, dude. Honestly,
her
she
father was
provides-
an attorney for Shell Oil,
That's everybody in New Orleans.
and then her mom was a French teacher and a homemaker.
Dude, I was an
How
attorney
cool is
for
that?
Shell Oil, literally in New Orleans. I
What?
literally was. I mean, for a summer.
Oh, like yeah.
I was at a
Of
firm.
course.
We were doing the Deepwater Horizon distribution.
That's right. You actually.
We were responding to the complaints.
Was it
and
after
giving-
Tulane or during Tulane?
No, during
Tulane. Whatever.
Dude, and I did absolutely nothing. What you realize is when you get into these levels, and I was on these levels, but as soon as I got to this level that they're on, their lives, what you have to understand,
As soon as you got to Amy Coney Barrett's level.
dude, I was on law review at Tulane, like not that far away. She probably went to Harvard, but like where'd she go to law school? But like I was at, a secondary school, but still at that sort of top level. And what you do on law review, do you understand what these fucking people do? These people go into the law review suite at 6 a.m. and check references for 14 hours. They are fucking machines, dude. They sit in that fucking suite. I don't know how they do it without Adderall. It seems impossible. But they just they check citations. You know, at the bottom of a fucking opinion where there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
Right,
billion.
right.
Those things exist there. Somebody has to fucking check them.
Right.
And then
They
she
go
gets
through 1,000 of them and they check them and they read the whole page and they make sure it's there. As soon as
They
they
have
said
to like write a brief after that, right?
as soon as they said that's what I was gonna do, I was like, fuck no. I was like, I will never do that. I'm not gonna spend my fucking day for 10
Yeah.
years doing that. I'd never. So they really are impressive people because
Dude,
they have
she
to
probably gets
lock
home
it
and
down.
she's
dude.
so stressed.
Oh, she went to Dominican,
Takes
same
off
area as
the
Dominican.
shoes, and she gets in the shower.
That shit's impossible.
Also interesting, her great grandfather, Furman Dast, immigrated from Bordeaux to New Orleans in 1859. So she's which is pretty
Very
standard there. Very legit Catholic.
Furman
Her
Dast.
father is an ordained deacon.
Furman Dast.
Furman
It's not
Dast,
just
yeah.
that it's not just that she went from fat to slim, but she's kept the weight off for years. That's really
Well, it's the
because-
breastfeeding.
kids, dude.
It's the
That's-
breastfeeding.
but-
I saw it happen to my wife. There's a certain type
Yeah,
of
but
woman that
she
once
has
they start
some-
breastfeeding, it just all disappears.
But dude, there's the
Yeah,
other
just
thing is like
breastfeeding-
she's alpha chicks like her she went to Notre Dame Law. So she went to Rhodes.
Not good though.
She went to Rhodes College undergrad and then Notre Dame Law.
Guarantee she's the only non-Ivy on there.
That's interesting. Yeah, let me
The
see.
rest of there's no. They're
Well,
very
I-
rare to have in Notre Dame.
she has I would say probably C cups in high school, and she's down to B after
Well, I think she
breastfeeding.
probably had like
No,
D, but
breastfeeding.
sloppy in high school, but they're better now. I think they're probably
Do you
much
think she
firmer
got a
floppy.
boob job, or do you
Wow.
think it was
She was
just the
going to a
breastfeeding?
D flop.
Yeah, she
I
was the
don't
only
think she got a
sitting.
boob job.
Not
I think
actually.
she got a
You
minor.
You gotta go to one of the items. It's like there's no.
You think
fucking-
she got
and
what,
it's
Denzel?
it's real.
I think she got a
Should
facelift,
go to-
and I think it looks great.
Tulane
I
was
think
such
she did it in a very tasteful
It was such
way.
a joke. Like it wasn't cool at all. It was like,
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. There was also a theory that somebody just went
from
kind
a
of
sea tree.
semi-viral for about Tom Brady, about what is this?
Yeah, it's called Adderall, bro.
Facia-
It's, I don't need paracetamol, man.
I feel like this is what Barry Weiss told me about earlier, and I was like, dude,
I don't need
what are
any
you talking about?
paracetamol, dude. I
but
was so good at it. I
Premier
was the best. I was better than anybody.
Nash,
But I hate it. That was
Chicks like this though, like they don't have that flaw in their mind where it's like, I work really hard, but I just am a fat piece of shit. You know those type of people? I'm like one of these people. Like I can do all
Well, you don't work that
I can work. No, I mean I work pretty hard. I'm a hard
You
worker.
don't work hard.
I work smart, okay? But I'm just saying, you know,
are a
those
fat piece of shit.
there's
no arms or legs is how you exist right now, Kevin. You don't do anything.
God damn it. I'm not that I don't look this fat in
Do
real
some
life.
Amy Coney Barrett deepfakes, dude. Please.
Yeah, dude, I want to see her in a bikini.
Put her
You got a
in
handsome husband. What's going on with the husband?
Husband's great looking.
Husband
Yeah,
is
what's
hot.
yeah.
Yeah, a hot
Dude,
husband.
what's so funny? What's so
I
funny
hate her
is
husband.
Amy Coney Barrett in high school. Brett Kavanaugh wouldn't have touched her with a 10.5-foot pole.
I don't think that's true.
Dude, Cav
You
was
don't
getting
think you would've-
down.
Wait, hold on. Which one is she in high school though? Is it
God, so hot.
is she
She's
the
the one on
fatty?
the left.
Oh my god.
Ridiculous.
She's-
Yeah, but look at this.
She's the one whose
dying.
face
But
looks
at
like
her-
yours.
Swearing in
But she's getting
Harrison-
married here.
Look at those titties.
I want to see
Harrison.
the exact swearing
Okay.
picture, but in an
There's no
American
way
flag
that's a B
bikini.
cup. Can you run that through Grok again?
It's not a D
that's
cup,
not-
as we've already.
I
It's a
said not a
31B.
B cup.
It's a
Same exact
31
picture,
We already know
American
it's the-
flag.
That's not a B. That's good. Those are C's.
No, 31B. That's an easy 31B. Obvious.
I
obvious
disagree.
31.
Oh wow, her
Harrison,
husband worked at a South
That
Bend.
picture is so fucking good, dude.
Her
That is the most mogged ass picture. The only woman who ever mogged Amy Coney Barrett in this hot fucking swearing in picture is the woman who saved the black guy in New York City. That's the only that's the only
I
more
do-
alpha bitch.
I do
no,
remember
dude. What
when-
about the Asian making out with that libtard?
Oh my god.
Come on, dude.
don't-
You saw the Asian making out with the CNN libtard? My guy?
The-
you guys didn't see?
the
I had a fight with
Mothler or
Pub Wang. We
whatever?
were supposed to fire Pub.
I saw it.
We're supposed to fire
Yeah.
Pub.
Harrison
Yeah,
wants to
but
be
he's
fired
Asian.
because I
She's
called her
Asian.
ugly, which she is.
You said
I
she was
cannot
ugly,
admit it.
and you called her a 3 out of 10.
She's
She's at
3
least
out
a
of 10,
6.
easily.
At least a
No.
6.
Wow,
No.
we need to see.
Dude, you're just such a white. You're just so racist. You're like you can't even appreciate a hot Asian. That's insane. dude.
There was an entire almost
Asians
month
are
of
our
discourse
birth- are
about
our
fish head
birthright.
wives with no cannons, and after that you come out in support. It's insane.
Dude.
Dude.
Can we see this? We need
No,
to see.
that's
Fish head wife.
We need to see what you're talking about. We need to see.
Fish head wives, dude. That just means she eats fish heads. She doesn't look like a fish. She's hot. Amy's hot. She looks like a high-end New Orleans girl for sure.
Yeah.
But her husband didn't quit. He works at a law firm in South Bend, Indiana. See, this is weird, man. I don't know if this is like deep state shit. I don't
No,
understand.
dude, I think she's just an apex bitch. Like
Amy-
she should
Amy
literally
Coney
be the
Barrett in
queen
high
of
school
America. She
looks like
should be the
Harrison
queen
right
of the
now.
United States. Like that's what her family should just
So they're-
destroy the other family.
Dude, this
They
guy's a
don't let me put her in a
G.
bikini.
Just
That's
unbelievable
because you're not using
people on
Grok,
every fucking level.
Mexican
dude.
goy
Yeah, but you
slave.
never hear
They
about this
literally
guy.
are like the new Kennedys, man. They're so hot, unbelievably hot.
Yeah, but
Catholic.
you never hear about this
French,
guy.
yeah, weird French.
And she looks trifling.
Oh my god,
She's
dude,
aged a
so
lot
hot.
recently.
So hot.
She has aged.
This is an older
Oh my
picture.
God, she is fucking gorgeous, dude. I love.
I do
her.
remember during
Oh
the
my God,
during
so into her.
Yeah,
when
dude.
she
I
was
mean, who cares about
nominated and
birthright
everything.
I
citizenship?
literally love her. I would fucking.
I do remember
do
when she was
anything for her.
nominated and everything.
That-
There were a lot of vibes. The vibes were pretty high.
Oh,
But we
dude.
also thought that
Oh,
Trump was
dude.
going
You
to
know,
win that
Literally,
election.
you know,
oh, you know Trump.
Trump was.
What was that?
That actually might be the whole. This is the whole thing.
That's what it
This
was.
is why, like, our entire country is falling apart because Trump goes. Trump
Yeah.
said, "You know what? I don't like
You
all these
know?
fucking nerds. She's so
You know,
hot."
Mitch.
Dude, our entire
You know,
country is
Mitch,
dying.
typically
It's
I don't like
fucking
your suggestions,
immovable
Mitch, but
force versus
honestly, this
unstoppable
one-
object, dude. That is what it's like. Trump Trump
gotta send
libido
this to
versus
You
hot.
gotta send this to
Oh, bro.
You got
No,
like
Mitch McConnell
Oh my
called him
God.
up.
And she just needs to relent. She needs to relent. She just has to let Trump fuck. That's it. The entire country will be healed if Trump fucks Amy Coney
Mitch
Barrett.
Oh my
Mitch McConnell
God.
called
Needs
him
to
up,
fucking
and he
happen.
was like,
Just Amy,
Tr-
you got to do it for the country. You got to do it. You got to fuck Trump, brother. I'm just telling you.
Mitch McConnell
It's
called
over.
Trump
She
up,
already did the
and
thing. They
Trump was
can't like
like,
renege.
No, it has to go back. But you got to do it, dude.
That is so funny.
She's
Trump
perfect.
was like, Mitch, typically I don't like your ideas, but this one I could get behind. I could get on top of this idea. Actually, to be quite honest, I
Actually,
would love to get behind this one.
Dude, so
I
close.
added you.
So
I
close to say
Juan. I sent you the picture we're talking about with Trump and on Signal. This is and she's Catholic.
That makes
Catholics are always. This is the big issue with
Catholic
people always
is-
hate on the Catholics.
Oh
This is
yeah,
why
Trump
like the
was
KKK hated Catholics more than blacks because it's like
They're
their own conviction, their own religious conviction is bigger than any loyalty to country or government or anything. It's all about just Catholics.
Trump in this picture. He's like, kids, in high school, your mom was not a looker. She was quite large, in fact, but she slimmed down quite a bit. She's lost a lot of the weight, and it's been good for her. I wouldn't have nominated her. I'll tell you, I wouldn't have nominated her if
Dude,
she was that big.
So true.
And look at the dramaturgical nature of this photo. She's placed her daughter between
Oh
her and
yeah,
Trump.
something's up with
It's
that.
like she's got the perfect cushion
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
just like the magnetism is too fucking strong. So she's good. She's like, I can't even get next to him. I gotta have a barrier. She's got her daughter
Her
as a barrier,
her
and then
daughter on the right.
and then she's
is
got
definitely,
fat Duff daughter as the
Yep.
enforcer. They're just like,
Yes.
don't you hit on mommy. Like it's gonna go
Right.
down, bro. Because they all know if they weren't there. Look at the fucking giant dick-shaped airplane going in the direction
my
of Amy,
God.
dude.
It's
It's
going
It's
right
coming
at
out of his pants. Look, he's got a giant plane boner going towards her.
But I think this
I
also you
told the
have to do this
photographer, I said,
because in New
make sure
Orleans.
the plane.
No, but here's the issue.
Plane
This is
boner.
insane.
Because this is like around the same time he was doing his new Air Force One. But here's the other thing. But she's a true
lines
New
are so
Orleanian,
good.
like several generations, and she's Catholic. If there's anything I know about New Orleanians and Catholics,
The lines.
We
if
got
there's anything we know about
Oh,
New
you
Orleans,
have to post this immediately. Oh
Dude.
god.
Yeah.
The only thing that sucks is that there's a
it's so good.
child in it, but I think it's not because of her.
Dude.
obviously.
Oh yeah,
One MAGA
just
cock
remove
will
the
hurt.
children, Juan. If we when we do this,
Oh, dude, you gotta post that.
But
you
dude-
gotta fucking post that, dude.
true New Orleanian Catholics are very Dionysian.
Yeah.
They drink like crazy.
Yes,
They
they do.
participate in every aspect of the culture. So there is something to be said that I think she is like she probably does have a little bit of a fire inside.
Of course she is.
A little bit of
She's
sex,
beautiful, dude.
sexy
All right, we gotta
party
We have to
drinker.
post this. We have to.
Well,
somehow
yeah, I mean,
post this.
everybody wants
Like,
to
she
be
drinks
spanked
wine.
by a Catholic nun. I mean, I think that's just a thing.
couple glasses.
No, the Catholic nun thing's different. I'm saying like a New Orleanian, French descended New Orleanian is like a pirate in many ways. They
Okay.
drink,
Yeah, I
they
can-
party, they do drive through ashes on Ash Wednesday. Because on
Wow.
Tuesday, everybody's Fat Tuesday is Mardi Gras. People are so fucked up. The next day, you drive by your church and the priest just puts ashes on you, and everybody's a zombie. The whole
Get a
city's-
There we go. Well
Dude,
done.
Samani.
Well done, Juan.
Amazing.
So she might
Well
be a
done.
little freaky. She looks great.
Yeah,
Look
and
at
then
Juan, dude.
she's
She's
got
so-
like
she's
that
so
innocent
pent up.
thing too,
She's so-
She's
I don't
got
think
the
she's pent up. I
Catholic-
think her husband
Pent up.
probably dicks her down. They have 5 kids.
I don't like to hear about that.
No,
I don't
oh,
like
yeah,
to hear about any
but
other man.
she's got
Yeah,
like
I'm
that-
jealous.
with her at all.
I'm jealous
she's
right
got
now.
that innocent kind of aura, like oh, I'm nothing, I'm
Like,
Dude,
super.
she has a breeding kink. She loves cream pies.
The way she
Think about
sits is so like the hand on the knee, just covering the knee, like turning slightly to the side so that you're seeing kind of the profile of her body.
It's effortless.
It's amazing. Yeah,
How does she do it?
Dude, she's here right now, right? Isn't she in DC?
probably.
We got to get her on the pod. We got to get her to
on
Butters.
the pod.
She's probably not allowed to show her face, but in DC, she's fine.
Yeah.
They're going to go to La Diplomat in 5
I
minutes.
think she can choose whatever she wants for the court. I think whatever.
Juan says we should. What is that word? RAYP? Never. What does that mean? Really appreciate. Really appreciate your
politicians.
politicians.
Your
Really appreciate
politicians.
your.
We should really appreciate our.
Yeah, the
she's
P
not a
definitely
politician though.
stands for
She's
politician.
a judge, right?
Well, these
Supreme
days-
Court judges are not They're not supposed to be.
Politics. Your politics.
Here's what happens when you put a fucking
we're
retarded Notre Dame Catholic on the fucking. How many Catholics have been on the?
You can't put her in a bikini in this picture. You're telling me that?
Grok would do it. Grok would do it in an instant.
Oh shit! 13 Roman Catholics have served on the U.S. Supreme Court. Can you name them all?
Oh God.
So,
Justice
this-
Thomas is a Catholic. Clarence Thomas is a Catholic.
Wow.
Brett
So wait,
Kavanaugh's
They're
wait,
all
what
Catholic
the
and Jewish.
fuck is going on? I did not
It's all
know.
Catholics and Jews.
Wait, what did? Okay, so we actually have made a horrible decision.
Why?
Because the Catholics are the country. You not okay? This actually might get me fired from my job, but or maybe not. I don't know. Catholics were not part of the founding of this country. They
They
came later.
Yeah.
So the Catholicism. It's always that's why it was like
No, the
Kennedy
the
becoming a
KKK
Catholic
was,
president
big
was like
against
huge.
Catholics.
Mhm.
What?
The KKK was as big against Catholics as they were against black.
And not just the KKK. Like that was general policy.
It was general
Because
policy.
it was like Irish Italians, everybody, all the Catholic. It's like because their God
Because
or like their president is the Pope. They don't care
Yes.
about politics. They don't like none of that shit matters. So Clarence,
there's-
I didn't know Clarence Thomas is a Catholic. That's like
there's some-
insane.
Yeah, there's some
Clarence,
there's some
Samuel Alito, Sotomayor, Brett Kavanaugh.
It was Scalia was a Catholic. He was Italian, right?
I don't know.
Scalia? He had to be Catholic.
Yeah, Scalia.
He was the best one.
Scalia. He was
Scalia
the best.
the only one worth anything recently.
Well, he also
You know-
would
you
do
know
both
histo-
sides.
Well, historically, all of American history is filled with like these like amazing chief justices.
Get
Like
murdered.
Cardozo, Jew, was fucking great. He did the reasonable person standard. Learned Hand was incredible. Marshall was incredible. We had all these like big moments through history where the Supreme Court justice like rose to the occasion and fucking figured it out, you know?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of like incredible decisions from the, beginning of the country. And these guys are just the most fire writers and they're deciding what
That's
it all
the whole
means.
thing.
But there is so much like flexibility and like moving room. Like you really can make up new shit all the time.
Yeah.
You just have to be like, I have the balls to make up something new, which not
How do you
everybody
know?
does.
How-
And Scalia
why
was
won't
like
it
that. Like
put her in a
Scalia fucking
bikini?
got it, but he was like in the wrong time,
When I was a libtard, I still liked Scalia because he was like, he basically made it so you can't like. His decision basically made it so you can't pull people over if your car smells like weed or something like that in a bunch of states.
Probable cause.
Yeah, it was the probable cause thing. He made a big decision on
Yeah,
that.
like Robert sucks.
Exactly.
Thomas is
But
hilarious.
it's also-
sucks. Like Alito, not cool. Like most of them have not been great, but right now we need like a Scalia. Scalia was fucking sick.
and
but
he was
then
respected by
Yeah,
like
everyone
his
loved
best
him.
friend
Yeah,
was
right.
like
Yeah.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Exactly,
whatever.
because he was a G and he like totally got it. But we need like a new. Roberts is such a schmuck, dude.
Well, these
He's
guys don't
terrible.
hang out.
Roberts is terrible.
They don't
Both
hang
of
out
these
in-
cases, Roberts. By the way, we're blaming on Amy Coney Barrett. Both of these cases, Roberts was on the side of the lips. So
That's been a
you know, it
never-ending
can't be that
issue.
bad.
But I think there's something to be said for like when you have an Antonin Scalia who's willing to like, hey guys, you know what I love to do? Let's all hang out and drink wine and have dinner and let's just like have really good debates about this. Because I think Antonin Scalia on several occasions like changed people's minds on the Supreme Court.
Mhm.
Like you don't have those. That's now you have two factions kind of,
Right.
and you basically have like the woman who's
Yeah.
willing to
Right, and you're never
stick
going to
to
get
her gun.
This
on
is the
wall.
reason,
Dude,
why
I gotta
I'm
say-
shocked is like you will never, even in the day when it was 9 men. Think if it's 9 white guys on the Supreme Court. There's going to be so much more like reasonability in that circumstance because they're all so similar. Like they all come from similar backgrounds. They all, maybe one's Catholic, maybe
This
one's
is
Protestant.
exactly what I'm saying about why our
But it's
country
not
is
it's not just this just total polarized divide. Whereas now they're never gonna close this divide. Like it's too far.
The Supreme Court is a
It's too far.
microcosm of America.
Supposed to be
Dude,
that
I
way.
gotta say, the most right-wing justices are the Bush guys. Bush did better than
No, he did
Trump.
Roberts.
Well, no, Clarence Thomas.
Was Bush
Roberts.
Roberts?
Yes, Bush was Roberts, dude.
Well,
And Roberts is the most cucked.
Okay.
Well, I would
Bush
also
won, right?
I would also say
Was
that
that
like
Biden one?
Was Clarence Thomas Bush one or Reagan?
I have no idea.
We need
I
to
don't
check that.
Oh.
That's the most.
Thomas
Because
Clarence
he's
Thomas
the
I
most based
think was
by
Reagan
far.
because Reagan went Bork and then Thomas,
Wasn't Bush? You
right?
Sure?
My shit
Wasn't
said I can't look
didn't
it up.
Reagan put
But I
Reagan
think George
nominated
Bush
Bork, right?
underrated.
1.0, 2.0.
2.0 underrated.
For what? Being
Everything, war, justices,
Laura,
being
great Laura.
frat bro.
Frat bro, Aura.
Cool
Dude, you know the
aura.
Bushes are. I'm not.
There's a
you probably
video
can't even
just
hear me.
recently of George Bush walking into like a European summit thing, and he
Good
goes
painter.
up behind Merkel and just like grabs her shoulders and just like tickles her or something, and Merkel is just like freaking out. It was awesome. I was like, this is stuff that Trump does.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
why
cool.
Bush gets
He got away with a lot, and
He was cool.
he was.
Bush
they're
had
all the Bushes are all Connecticut, LARPing as Texans.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
That's not
went to
Already.
what's the school outside
I
Boston?
don't know that
all
George
the,
Bush
all
is
the
LARPing though.
Kennedy and the
I do-
Bushes went there.
Perfect.
Andover, something like that.
Andover.
It's like the true Skull and Bones Yale school.
All right. Well, do we have any more
I don't know,
topics? We've been on this
lumber
topic.
I don't think we've talked enough about Amy Coney.
We
Barrett.
have 20
I think we
more
need to-
minutes. We have 20 more minutes.
Like 4 hours, bro. We're gonna do a live stream.
We're
We're gonna live stream the dinner. We're gonna live stream dinner.
Oh my God. The Lionel Messi statue is unbelievable, especially from
Dude.
behind.
It's so crazy to me.
Especially from behind.
It's just a penis. It's
Yeah, we got
it's
like no listeners on
an
this, man. We
exposed
only have
cock
300
just
listeners.
sticking out of his shorts.
Normally we have like 600.
Dude, we have
That's
meetings
just
all
the
the
title.
time
It's not bad.
about
How do you know
creative
that?
shit. We have so many creative meetings
Look.
where somebody proposes an idea and it gets shot down immediately. I cannot understand how they proposed
can't
this
see
idea of a statue
You can't see it.
and it made it out of the brainstorming stage.
I didn't
It-
see
Yeah.
I-
Definitely,
I
guys,
can't
just
really
because we talking
remember-
over me about,
Sorry.
the fucking technical
Because we
aspects.
joined after.
Yeah, we
joined
fucked up
after.
on shit.
Denzel, do you,
Right, no, we did a
when was
pretty
the
good job.
last statue that came out that we were like, that was real? What happened to our ability to make
Dude,
statues?
great point. Excellent question.
I can't remember the last.
Well, all the
statue I was
good-
like, that
not
is
all the
really good. That looks
Yeah.
exactly like him. Even the Ichiro Suzuki one that the Mariners just put out, the bat broke on the day that they unveiled it. Like he's holding out a bat, like his signature pose. They pull the thing off, and his bat breaks in his hand. What happened to our ability to make statues?
That's true.
Dude.
That would be a good article.
And then like the guys that are making statues are all like foreigners. Like, dude,
That's
who
what it was.
made all of the great Civil War general, like the Southern Civil War generals all
White
over the
people,
South?
Can you just say it?
And those are all in the early 1900s.
Right. We have better technology. There's a video that I saw recently. It was like a TikTok or something, like a TikTok format of this white guy. He's like European, and he like is the stone carver for like was it the what cathedral burnt down in Europe just recently? It was
Notre Dame?
Notre Dame. And
Notre Dame?
he's Notre Dame. Notre Dame. He's recarving the stone.
That sounded like an Israeli accent, bro. You just tipped.
That's how real
You
French
just
people
French.
sound.
tipped it off, bro. We know
Je
that.
ne sais quoi.
French?
You are, dude. We know you are.
The real
Je
French are
parle français.
okay.
Yeah. But he's like carving the stone and he's doing it like old school style and it comes out perfect. We just need to get white guys to start carving again. We'll be good.
Well, I'm looking this up because
Why are
it's
you
kind
going to
of
Israel again, pup? Can you just
It's
tell
just
us why?
unbelievable. It's just a massive cock. It's unreal.
Why did you go to Israel?
Trying to change the
Answer
subject.
the question.
Trying to change the subject.
Oh, I didn't hear the question. Your guys' mic setup is horrible.
Is it bad? Really?
I thought it was pretty good too.
People are listening to
It's
us.
good at times, and then it'll be bad. And,
We worked like really hard on
why
it.
did I go to Israel?
Did though?
Oh, you did
My
hear.
my
So you did
uncle
hear.
was like a with a church. He was like a tour guide that did like, and so he just like invited me one year. He was like, "Do you want to go with me?" I was like, "Yeah, that sounds cool." So I went
Your
on this
uncle
tour
was a
thing, and
Goy tour guide in Israel.
And so did that make you hate Jews more or less?
I liked the people of Israel. Yeah, they were cool.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very bad.
Yeah, and they genuinely, like, I've been other places out of the U.S. Those people genuinely, like, you tell them you're American and they think you're the best, most awesome person. So to me, that there's value in that.
You're saying Israelis liked Americans. They thought you were cool for being American.
Yeah, just I was American, so they wanted pictures with me. They thought I was the coolest thing that ever walked. So
Wow.
it was cool.
Yeah, the guy that made the Lee statue in Richmond, which was the monument on Monument Avenue, it was the most beautiful fucking. I mean, dude, it's so good. And that was a Frenchman, a Frenchie, made it in 1890, and he also did Marie de Lafayette here in D.C. For Lafayette Square, Marquis. So he did Lafayette Square, and then he did Francis Scott Key in Baltimore.
Wow. Those are
Like,
like
these
great
used to-
statues of all the guys who lost to the North.
What? No, you're retarded. You don't know what you're talking about. Lafayette was
didn't
in the
lose the war.
Revolutionary War. He helped us win. The French helped us win at Yorktown. They blocked the British, and then Francis Scott Key obviously was in the War of 1812. He was in jail. He was on a boat in Baltimore Harbor when the flag was still there. He wrote the fucking Star Spangled Banner. So, but I'm just saying, Robert E. Lee used to be like, we used to celebrate Robert E. Lee literally until like I think the 60s, maybe even the 70s.
When you're saying we, you're saying the losing side in
America,
the South.
dude, you're gonna get a lot of haters if you're gonna be a faggot Yankee over here. Okay,
Oh,
No, he's right.
you're about to get a lot of
He
haters.
is pretty southern, actually.
you're saying all of America celebrated Robert E. Lee?
No, I'm just saying from
He was
my.
respected.
I'm saying from my 12. He also.
I've never seen Harrison actually get mad. He's
No, I'm not.
actually
No, I'm
angry
joking.
right now.
I'm saying the 15 chuds that follow me on
I've
Twitter that are
met
watching
his
this.
wife and his kids like a million times until I
No,
met
yeah.
Robert E. Lee. I've never seen him actually get pissed.
Oh yeah, no, don't talk about Robert Lee. He's also still totally celebrated at West Point. I think he's the only cadet to have never gotten a demerit. And I mean, I think the greatest story is like he basically went to Lincoln. Lincoln was like, "Dude, I want you to put down this rebellion," and he's like, "I can't do it." And then like Lincoln's buddy was like, "Okay, we're gonna bury all the dead soldiers in your front yard," and that's what Arlington Cemetery is today. He never was able to go home after the war, and his wife stayed there. They kind of fucked with her a little bit. It's the craziest story, and he was the grandson-in-law, great grandson-in-law of George Washington.
How
was
did he go
married.
out in the end? What happened to him in the end?
He died 5 years later. They never like arrested him. They left him alone.
But how did he die?
I think just being old.
How
He wasn't even old. I think he only died at like maybe 70.
So he lived his last 5 years in the.
So he was
That's pretty
60?
old for that time.
He was 60 in the fucking Civil War? No.
He died at the age of 63.
From a stroke.
In 1870. The war ended in
Yeah,
1865.
so he was like in his
That's
late
pretty
50s.
common for that
He
time.
was
though.
like he was basically a hero of. He did great in the Mexican War, but then he's the guy that led the contingent that killed John Brown.
Okay.
He was a Union, like Lee was like, or
Is that
Lincoln
true?
was,
I didn't know
yeah.
that.
Lincoln was like,
Is it
dude,
really true?
yes.
John Brown was
I
the
believe
gay
there
guy
were.
who
I
wanted
believe
to
there were a
protect the
lot of people at
slaves.
the time who
He
thought
was
he would be
so
president
bad.
one day.
Yeah, he was a Virginia. He was a
And he
Virginia
wasn't
blue blood.
super big. Like he was like pretty like
He
he was
freed his
conflicted,
slave,
right? He was conflicted.
but this is a Northern Virginia. I mean, look how big this Lee on slavery, racist slavery, right? Like he freed his slaves.
Oh wow.
Harper's Ferry. Here, John Brown led it. Blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
okay.
It was Lee that killed him. Lee is the one that took them out.
That's
He was like a hero of
I did not know
That's why
Robert
Lincoln-
E. Lee killed John Brown.
Well, not himself.
Sick, dude.
Not himself,
That is
but yeah.
so fucking sick. No, he did it.
It was Marines commanded by Colonel Robert E.
Like,
Lee.
I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, more,
Yes.
like overall. Like, yeah, it doesn't have to be like the actual
No, yeah.
but it was like a very tight.
It was
army.
very important to Lincoln
It's insane.
to get, because at the point when the Civil War broke out, there was a guy named Winfield Scott who was he was just old and fat and kind of just retarded because we hadn't really been in a war in a long time. Or, since like Mexico, it was sort of like this, and they were like, dude, we need this guy. We need Robert E. Lee because he's the Virginian. And if like we can get him to sort of put down this rebellion, that now he was essentially George Washington in a lot of ways.
Dude.
This might be a crazy thing to say. I don't know.
Wow.
People
At
might disagree,
dawn,
but yeah.
John
that's
Brown
insane.
refused
Yeah.
demand for surrender. Lee attacked, and Brown and his followers were captured after 3 minutes of fighting.
Yeah.
Fucking bitch.
The only-
no,
No, the only-
less than 3 minutes.
The only person
Yeah,
John
less than
Brown
3
killed,
minutes.
I think, was like a black guy
Yeah,
in Harper's Ferry. It was a total mess.
typical fucking.
It was a total
Um,
mess. But yeah, Robert E. Lee was an American hero for everyone in America basically until like the last 35 years.
Wow.
Even though he fought against America, it was like, it's not because he was like, I love the slaves and I hate blacks. It was like the opposite. It's like, and that's sort of that is a very cavalier Northern Virginia vibe. He was born Stafford, 30, 40 miles south of here, and he grew up in Alexandria, Virginia. And
Are you one of the guys who says, and I don't even know about this at all, that the Civil War was not about slavery?
no.
It was about states.
Well, no,
So
slavery
Robert E.
is
Lee
very
was just
important.
really all about states.
No, I think I don't want to go that far. Ultimately, it was not about freeing black people. And the issue was that the federal government was trying to essentially get rid of all of, if you were, and Sam Batch can talk more about this, if you were a slave owner in the South, that was basically your net worth. And because they're all planters, everything kind of worked on credit. Like George Washington died in huge debt. All these guys were always in debt because their whole vibe was just like, I'm just going to chill. And then when my plants come, like when I can sell my tobacco or my cotton, whatever, that's when I make my money. The only way you could get money after Jackson dissolved the Bank of America, that was this early 1820s, after about 30, 40 years of that, if you wanted to get a loan in America, you had to go to England, essentially, in the South. And the only way they give you money was, all right, how many heads of slaves do you have? Because that's basically the only thing your shit's worth. Because if you don't have slaves, you can't even make this crop. So they wouldn't give you money to even do anything. And by 1860, in the 1860s, late 1850s, they had cotton gin. So a lot of times you were paying slaves. This is like a whole different, we're getting into like really inside baseball. But a lot of the guys in the South were actually at that point they're paying their slaves as well as they were slaves. And so, the idea that, yes, it was about slavery because the federal government was like, okay, we're going to free your net worth. You're not going to have net worth anymore.
It was like, we're taking your Bitcoin.
We're taking your property.
Yeah.
And they were like, no,
There
I
was
have
also-
property value based in the Constitution. And you're saying I can't be in this Constitution anymore. They were saying, and they also they believed that I joined this voluntarily. I can leave this voluntarily.
Mhm.
And Lincoln said, no, we're going to fucking kill you, take all of your money. We're going to destroy your families and everything. And then they basically sicked a foreign army on them of Irish and Italians, mostly Irish, and some German, a lot of Germans. By the end of the war, by 1864, half of the army that they were fighting against were Germans. And a lot of those Germans they were 1840ers, or I think, 1840ers, 1850ers, something like that. 1849ers, I think they were called, which were basically leftist communists
Interesting.
that had been kicked out of a bunch of countries in Europe for trying to foment revolution.
Yeah.
And so they came here and
Could
they
the
were.
South have won? Was there a strategic mishap? Could they have pulled it off? Or were they always gonna-
Potentially, if Gettysburg went another way, if they would have won in Pennsylvania, that would have changed the thing. But their whole bit was like, leave us alone. And I think if the South would have won, they still would have said, all right, we'll be Americans. The other thing that is very important is that most slave owners everywhere else where slavery existed ended without bloodshed. slavery became an issue during the war. Secession was the issue. The slavery was, oh, now we can get the abolitionists fully on our side here. The abolitionists you could consider basically the leftists of today. It's really hard to kind of put that all together, but yeah, that was the whole issue.
I've never seen you come alive like that.
Yeah,
Wow.
There's also
sorry.
there's
No,
also
Barry,
the
I love
North
war
Never seen
history.
you talk about your family with
Well, I'm here. Yeah, no, it is my family. I'm born and raised right here, Alexandria, Virginia. You know,
Well, we're right on the line. We're right
I
on
have
the line.
about 12 or
Are
15.
we south of the Mason-Dixon right now?
Yes,
What's that?
Dixon Lane Lake is the Maryland.
You can
It's
always
the Maryland,
feel it
Pennsylvania.
when you're a little south. You can always feel when you're a little south. As soon as you get to Philadelphia, you're above.
Oh yeah, and but here's interesting. It's definitely to speak to that point. The FBI was created through a guy named Pinkerton.
Pinkertons.
The
We're
Pinkertons.
gonna send the Pinkertons.
And they basically came alive and were and they were basically like private investigators or bounty hunters on whatever you call them.
They were bounty. They were private.
And they were hired by Lincoln's people to protect him. Lincoln was very close, and they foiled it like within 5 feet of him. There's a crazy story. He was very close to getting assassinated in Baltimore. Baltimore was very crazy. They hated Lincoln. Most of the country hated Lincoln at this point. In 1865, or 1860, it was really, really, really bad. People, and then Lincoln won, and it was just like, okay, we're bailing on this.
fuck this.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you got northern states now that are like, we're going to secede. We don't want to be a part of Trump's world. That's like, and there was already at that time Vermont and I think New Hampshire, some of the New England states were trying to secede earlier in the 1800s, which is even crazier. And they actually got close to it. That might have been late 1700s. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, Civil War it's everything today can be traced back to the Civil War. Reconstruction was horrific. If you were a white
That's
man,
what we need now. We need Reconstruction now.
no,
Yeah, we do.
for the North.
No, for the NGOs. We basically just have to dismantle all of the elites and take their money. That's what we have to do.
Yeah.
We have to take all the donations of all the elites to the NGOs and just be like, nope, this is reversed. You're done. That's what they did. They disempowered the elite families. That's what Reconstruction was. They just took their shit. They came in and they were like, oh, you own this?
Well,
How
they
do you
had
own it
already
anymore? And
they
gave
had
it to
already
their
done
family.
that. Yeah, throughout the war.
Yeah, no, they just took all of their shit and they said, you lost, you have nothing now, you're done.
Not only that, they made you.
That's
if
what
you
we need now.
you could not. Most of the states. White men were not allowed to vote in the South for several years after the Civil War. And so actually in American history, when you had the most black people in the Senate was during that
Well, it
little
wasn't about
period.
voting, though. It was about assets. They just took their shit.
Well, it was voting too, because you literally couldn't run for office. So
Yeah, but the Democratic
Republicans-
shit didn't matter. That was all what Reconstruction was cutting the heads off of all these families. It was, I don't think they killed them, but they just said, your stuff belongs to us now. And they gave it to other people. It was just like when Rome conquered something and you give it to nobles. That's basically what happened.
well, that's sort of. That's not exactly what went down. I don't know how much property seizure there was. The thing is, well, here's the thing. You're right. It kind of goes back to what I'm saying. Their entire net worth was the people they owned.
Right. So once that was gone.
And so if now I have land that I have to now
Yeah,
pay
of course.
people
Yeah.
sort of, and
Well,
like
and that's what we need now. We need
sharecropping
American
became a thing.
Reconstruction. We need to basically just lop the heads off of every single NGO and just cancel it. We just have to be like, no more NGOs, you're all done. That's what USAID did, and it was great for the world. Okay, we got to wrap this up. Any other
Hold on, no,
thoughts?
yeah, we got it. Where are we?
We're not even at 2 hours.
Yeah, we're about to be at 2 hours.
We're 6 minutes away. So
4
yeah,
minutes. 4 minutes.
4
for
minutes.
2 hours. So, and
Sorry, I didn't mean to go full Dixie, Max.
No, that was good.
We're here in DC. We're having the Butterworth's DC episode talking about Dixie, as you always feel like you need to do in these hot
Sorry.
streets,
Can I make one last point?
sultry streets. Yeah.
The reason Reconstruction ended in 1877, not because people thought it should be over. There was a tie for president. And the South basically said, if you get the troops out of the South, there was full occupation of the South. If you remove the troops from the South, we will let you have your faggot president, Republican president. And that led to,
Lincoln.
no. Lincoln was already dead. This is 1877.
God.
So I don't even, I can't even, I think it was 1877 election is, oh my God, sorry.
Was that
Who was?
Grant?
No, this was after Grant.
Grant.
1877 election. This is the compromise of 1877.
Grant was 100 years before. Wait.
Republican candidate Ruther B. Hayes was declared the winner during Reconstruction era, blah, 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 blah. When Hayes took office, he withdrew. The whole idea was that Hayes could become president, the Republican could win, and we will get all the troops out south. They removed all the troops in the south, and that began the Jim Crow era.
Wow.
Yeah. Where basically the white people came back and were like, yeah, you guys don't get to just run roughshod
Well, and
over
this is
us.
Birth of a Nation. Everybody should see the film Birth of a Nation, formerly the greatest movie ever made. And it's all about blacks being freed and then destroying democracy and then being controlled by the Ku Klux Klan. Genuinely, it is a fantastic movie, and it is regarded as the first great movie in American history. And it ends with basically Klansmen blocking blacks from voting because they.
It was the vigilante.
I'm not saying that that should be the case, but I'm just saying it's incredible that was. It's called Birth of a Nation because it was like, this is what the nation.
It was the citizen vigilante of its time.
Yeah, citizen vigilante did.
Wow.
All right, we got to go. Thank you so much for listening. I don't think anybody's listening anymore, but we should post this somewhere where they will. Okay, let's fucking end this shit, man.
God bless you all. Be good.